Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am in Rogers parking lot. Believe it or not, I needed ground beef. Well, wasn't it a week ago that I picked up 10 pounds? I believe it was. Geez, usually 10 pounds only lasts me a week anyway. But this time, I used much of that 10-pound bag to make my mother meatloaf. I actually made it in a big skillet that has a cover. I just made some meatloaf mix and I pressed it all in there, started it like on high, and as soon as it started, just to sizzle a little bit, I put it on like not quite low, but pretty close to low, put the cover on and let it sit there like that for, I believe, an hour and 15 minutes. It was cooked perfectly. Took that out, sliced it all up, froze it, and my mother has a shitload of meatloaf in the freezer. So I needed some ground beef. So I came for that. I guess I will do my little mini haul. I see that they have that free Sunday paper available on Saturday. I'm feeling like it's Sunday anyway, and now this is really going to screw me up that I have the Sunday paper. So my mother read the other one, so she's going to like to have this again. And of course, here is my 10 pounds of ground beef. $2.99 per pound. Since I needed ground beef, I wanted to come here, but I was also on a mission to pick up some things for my mother. She has requested Italian sandwiches for Mother's Day. Since I know many of you have no clue what an Italian sandwich is, and I know they don't have them like in Texas because I lived there for 3 years and there was no such thing there, I took it upon myself to look it up on Wikipedia, our most reliable source on the internet. I was just curious to look up the history of the Italian sandwich because I want my channel to be educational. It's not family friendly, but it's educational. All right, let's go with that. So I thought it was invented in Maine, and that's what it says, Italian sandwich. And for Mainers, an Italian sandwich, there's a traditional Italian sandwich. You start screwing with it, and then it is called a sub, at least in my world. I think it should be illegal to mess with an Italian sandwich. But since I'm going to be messing with my mother's and changing things up a bit, and I don't want to go to jail, it's a good thing it's not illegal. But typically it is a long, smooth bread, and they actually call those rolls Italian sandwich rolls or Italian sandwich bread or whatever. And you cut on the top, and you put the meat and cheese, and the meat is usually ham or salami, and the cheese is generally American cheese, and then you have tomatoes, sour pickles, green pepper and onion, and black olives, and it's oil, salt, and pepper. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So let's see what this says. Italian sandwich, sometimes referred to as the Maine Italian sandwich, is an American submarine sandwich in Italian-American cuisine, prepared on a long bread roll or bun with meats, cheese, and various vegetables. Let's see. The Italian sandwich was invented in Portland, Maine in 1903 by Giovanni Amato. Is that how come we have Amato's restaurants? Pretty sure that's why we have Amato's restaurants. A baker. It is known as submarine sandwich or a sub in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't call it a sub. And as a spucky in East Boston. The hell is that all about? The Italian sandwich is prepared using a long bread roll with meats such as salami, mortadella, capicola? I don't know how to say these things. And ham, along with provolone or American cheese. Tomato. Did I say tomato? Tomato is really important for my mother. Tomato, onion, sour pickle, green bell pepper, black olives, olive oil, salt, pepper. Additional ingredients such as pepperoni, banana pepper. My mother loves the sweet banana peppers, those little pickled peppers that you can buy in a jar. So she will be having that. Lettuce and mustard. Lettuce doesn't make it an Italian sandwich anymore. Now it's some other kind of sandwich. Mustard? Who the hell would ruin an Italian? The sandwich is often cut in half to make it easier to handle. All right. I can link you to Wikipedia if you care, or you can just go do a search all by yourself for an Italian sandwich. I did not get the Italian sandwich rolls. I could have gotten that at Hannaford. I know they didn't have them here, but I wanted to pick up ground beef. I didn't want to go to 2 stores. So I got my mother these rolls, which she absolutely loves. And they're a little bit thicker than an Italian, but they're shorter. So that's what she has, and I paid $2.39 for 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and make all 4 for her and wrap them, and she'll eat 1 or 2 of these a day until they're gone. I know you'd probably like to see me make it on camera, but I'm not going to because I'm not making a traditional Italian. I'm using the wrong bread, and I don't have any sliced ham. I have bologna, and my mother absolutely loves bologna, so I'm using bologna. I don't have the American cheese. I have some of that shredded cheese that I bought recently. She's going to have that. She's skipping the green peppers because she says she can't digest them anymore. So I think those are the only changes I'm making. I did get her a can of black olives because she loves the black olives on her Italian, and this was $1.59. And then I got her for dessert her snowballs that she loves so much. They're $1.19 here. And then I picked up for her a box of ice cream bars. Ice cream bars. I was going to say sandwiches, but no, I got her the bars. And there's 12, and I think I paid like $3.59 for this. Oh, and because I only have dill pickles for her, I can't find jars of sour pickles anymore. I just can't. But I did buy her a sour pickle for 75 cents. And that should be enough for all 4 sandwiches, although she really likes a lot of pickles. So I'll split this into 4 if I can, and then I can add regular dill pickle too, because she likes a lot of pickle in her sandwich. So that's what I got, and that's why I got it. And now you know the history of an Italian sandwich. I didn't want you to lose sleep over that. Oh, there's a little book for Funtown in the paper that just fell out. That is an amusement park that we have here in Maine, in Saco, Maine. I always thought it was Scarborough, but no, Saco, Maine. And I would love to go with Skylar, but the heat. I don't do well with the heat. You guys know that. And she is not one for rides, for amusement rides. I tried to have her on an amusement ride when she was little, and she didn't like it, and she doesn't have. I would go on any ride as a child, as an adult. I love amusement rides, absolutely love them. And one of these days, maybe I'll be able to go on some roller coasters again. I would love to be one of those roller coaster enthusiasts that travel all over the world to go on awesome roller coasters. My mother is home watching the series on Hallmark, the Love series, Love Comes Softly, Love's Promise. There's like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of those movies. She watched that one time, the marathon, and she loved it. So that is on. When I woke up, I happened to have a Hallmark. We have 2 Hallmarks, but there's one that runs Columbo in the morning, and it's usually like when I get up to go to the bathroom, but I'm not ready to stay up, so I go back to bed, and I put Columbo on, and that lulls me to sleep. Absolutely love Columbo. And I woke up, and it was on that channel, and I could tell right away by the voices. I was like, oh, there's that series. So I told her, so she has that on, so she's got that to listen to all day. And I will be making her Italians today. I bet you she has one for supper. I bet you she does, which would be fine. She can certainly have that. They are good. I do miss things like that. I love bread. I haven't had a sandwich, I mean, in forever. That's what it feels like to me. But I'll be good with just making them for her and wrapping them up. And Italians are especially good when you wrap them. But if you're going to keep them, I make sure that I paper towel dry the tomatoes, because I don't want stuff to be wet and make the bread wet. So if you have really juicy tomatoes, it's a good idea to put them on paper towels, and, I just take other paper towels and just absorb as much liquid as I can. And I don't put the oil right away, but I do put the salt and pepper. You wrap that up, and it's like it cooks in its own essence. It's very, very good. I grew up eating a lot of Italians. Sandwiches, that is. As for videos, today you're getting this, and I'm going to try to record at least one video to put in my can so that I can have it later. I need to make a schedule for the 3 weeks that Skylar will be here, and I will have videos with her, but in case that doesn't always happen, I want to have some crochet videos in advance, even when I don't have Skylar, because some days I just don't feel like recording, and it would be very nice to have a bunch of those. And those aren't dated. It's not like I refer to something, where it's out of order if, I put the video at a later time. So I really need a couple of series like that. I know I could do the quilt block series like that, but I'm just not into it right now. Of course, the whole losing my old Printmaster software put a damper on things, but I'm telling you, I was getting very tired of that, and I had told you guys that. I was getting really tired of the amount of time I was spending on that, and it was putting a damper on that whole series. And then ironically, I lost it because of my computer dying and not being able to have the software, and that's why I'm not really looking hard for a replacement. I'm just not into it. And I know a few of you have asked, are you going to be doing that again? I miss that, I miss that, I miss that. And I looked for the hell of it at my playlists, and I have 59 quilt blocks. So it's not like I didn't, do a good run with that series. I certainly did, and that's in addition to all the other quilting videos that I've done. So I'm, content with what I have for that series, and I will get back to it, I assume, at some point. Like I said, I'm not anymore going to force myself to do content that just doesn't flow freely, because it just adds to my already stressful life, and I don't want additional stress. But it would be one of those kind of series that I could do in advance. And I'll come up with some other series that I could do in advance. I'm for sure going to start working on a lot of the ASMR videos, because I won't be creating any ASMR with Skylar unless for the hell of it we do one together. That would be kind of funny to see how that would work out. Have to teach her how to whisper. She can tap things. It'll be dual ASMR. I might even consider doing that. That would be kind of fun and cool. But I do want that to be uninterrupted, so I need to make a good schedule for that and get that all done. I wish I had a devoted recording space in my house that was always set up for recording ASMR and just chats and things like that, so I wouldn't have noise, especially for ASMR. It needs to be quiet. I could do that maybe in the upstairs, but in the winter it's freezing up there with no heat. In the summer it's hot, hotter than hell, air conditioning, but I can't have air conditioning running while I'm recording that stuff. So I really have to do it at night when my mother's TV is off and it's as quiet as possible outside. There's no neighbors, revving up their engines or things like that. And I'm always excited all day to record that night, but then when night comes, my mind isn't with it, and it's you have to just be in the mood. So my house situation isn't great for that. It would be really cool if I could just have a nice dark closet somewhere that would just be, air conditioned to the point where it's freezing, but then turn the AC off and then, just sit in the cold room. My husband used to sleep in a very tiny bedroom that we have in my house, and he would have the air conditioner on. It would be so cold in that small room, and he would sleep with that on and an electric blanket on because he liked the cold room. And there is a lot to be said for a cold room. When the room is cold, the air, you're breathing the cold air, I don't know, it just makes you sleepier, and it's comfortable to have a blanket. And he just liked to be, have a hot blanket on him. He liked that, but it was too hot for a hot blanket, so he would crank the AC. Even in the summer, when I am hot, I crank the AC. I like to have at least a sheet on me. I like to be covered. So, it just feels good. I actually would even like, an Afghan on me. I like the little bit of a weight. I don't want those weighted blankets. I can't even imagine that. I just feel like I would feel constrained. I want to be able to kick things off quickly the minute I'm too hot. Not that kind of hot. Did I tell you I got milk? I didn't. I picked up a gallon of milk, and that's always like $3.75. That is all I got for real this time. I guess I'm going to wrap things up because I want to get home, and I really do want to record a crochet video. It would be cool if I could do 2 or 3. Just keep them quick and have that ready. Just use them when I need them. And I will think of other series. Oh, I did want to say that for my upcycled fashions, 2 weeks in a row, I've done it on a Thursday. That's a good day for me because Nancy comes Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I can't record while she's there because she's going back and forth and making sounds like vacuuming and things like that, and there's a lot of talking. So I don't record. So I use that time usually to work on Fabric Frenzy things and stuff like that. I love it when she's there. I feel like now it's my devoted work time. Of course, I would work around the clock. I do work around the clock, but I feel less guilty working when I have set times. When I worked outside of the home, I always tried to find jobs that I could work extra hours. For instance, I used to work at Sprague Electric 100 years ago, and it was piecework, so the faster you went, the more you could earn. And I fucking rocked that kind of job because I'd rather work than do anything. I would skip breaks. Would just sit there and work, and it gave me something to be excited about, that I could make more money if I wanted to. And I'll never forget that I really think that the checks could only be written up to $300, and I'm talking maybe 1979, and I can't remember at all what my hourly wage was, and then what the additional paid, but the boss came in to give me my check, and he said, "Congratulations, Darlene, you have 2 checks," because I had maxed over the $300 for that week, so they could only make 1 check up to $300, and the additional was on a separate check. And I was like, oh my God. See, I just loved piecework. I would just zone out and just fucking work. And anytime they had overtime, I'm there. Any other job that I had always was that kind of job where I could earn more. Jobs with tips, I liked that. Bartending, cocktail waitressing, Domino's Pizza. I did that for 3 years. Really liked that because I was in my car and, I had to answer phones and stuff, but it was business related. And once I was able to know what to say, I was very good at that. I was always good at my jobs, always, except that half the time I was hungover. That part wasn't fun. But I was good at my jobs. I was a good worker. As long as I liked my job and I could make decent money, I was all in. I would work the holidays, anytime anybody needed somebody to replace them, I was there. Let me work. I'm a workaholic. So I always was that way. All right, what made me talk about that? I'll never know until I edit, and then I'll say, oh, you never finished your point, Darlene. I do that all the time when I edit. It's like, why the hell did I not finish what I was saying? And I told another whole story. There are times that big, gigantic chunks of my videos get cut out because I start something that was kind of important to finish, and I never finished it. So I just take it all out. I'm hot now. Hot alert! Always put the windshield wipers on by accident, and it scares me every fucking time. It was cold earlier. I was really cold in my house, and I didn't want to put my sweatshirt on because I know I'll be bitching about the heat soon enough. So I was like, I have to enjoy being cold while I can. I've sat here and thought for 5 minutes what it was that I wanted to tell you and that I probably started to tell you, and I don't remember. So I'm just going to say bye now. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here in Rogers parking lot. That was so all fucked up.